We're going to start with tea, actually.
Let's do it. I feel like I'm going to break this, but I'm probably not.
They're actually really solid.
Really?
Yeah. I went into, do you know Booley's?
If anyone can put it to test, it's me, because I'll be bouncing around the place.
Do you know Booley's in Galway?
Oh yeah, Booley's
it's an
good,
outdoor
yeah.
shop.
Yeah,
I went in and I was like, I need like 2 solid chairs. Because these are like 150 quid each.
Oh, what? No.
But they're really strong. But I think so. I think so.
That's what they said to you, is it?
Yeah.
You're like, how much? 150? But they're really strong.
We have berries and lions and then chamomile and peppermint.
I'll go for a peppermint, please.
Right, lovely.
Because I drank 2 coffees today and then a cup of tea, and it just kind of sent me over the edge. This Loch Corrib.
Corrib.
Not biggest lake in the Republic. It's got like over 350 islands.
Are you out on the water much? Like,
Yeah.
you have a rib, did you say?
Yeah, I have a rib. I have kayaks. I'm on the water all day, all summer, pretty much, from May until August.
Yeah.
Last year I took a bit of a step back because I was after my kayaking trip. I just hated kayaking.
For everyone listening or watching, this is Johnny Coyne. Ciorcal.conversations. We're here just outside Cornamona on Loch Corrib.
Thanks for having me, man.
You're very welcome. For obviously anyone watching can only see this way, but like around us is just all mountains.
Mountains everywhere, all around.
One of my things actually this year was to get out to Connemara more.
Yeah.
So I've been organising a few hikes in different bits, but driving out the road today, I was like, fuck, this just feels right. Like,
I know exactly
out to
what you mean.
Mam,
That's how I
right at
feel every
Malcross.
time I drive into this pier. It's like, this is the best thing ever. It's changed. You know what I always say about here is it changes every day. Like whether the weather or the season is changing slowly, but you can notice everything changing all the time.
Yeah.
And it has a different feeling every time you come down. It's so cool.
I just feel, I said it to you a minute ago, that I can just breathe easier out here.
You keep, every time you say that, I slow down. I'm like, I need to do the same.
Yeah, you have a lot of energy to you.
I'm full of
Like, up
energy.
here, it's class, like.
I'm full of energy, man. Yeah. Some days I use it all up though, and
Yeah.
I have none.
Do you find that you have like very much like crashes where you just can't speak to anyone or do anything?
I
or you
wouldn't say it's
always-
like a low crash, to be honest with you. When, like, I would say if, like, back in the day when I was kind of session more and maybe like before I went sober, for like, I'm not fully sober now, but I'm pretty much sober, you know.
Okay.
But anyway, when back in the day I would have way more crashes. This is like an observation of looking back and reflecting. Like I would crash way more, but it was a mix of everything. It was the high energy, and then it was like socializing all the time, needing to be around people all the time, and then crash, and then when I get home. But now it's less of a crash and more of just I understand I need downtime. Yeah, so it's good.
How long are you, like, you mentioned not fully sober, but like not really drinking?
So I was 2.5 years sober up until last summer,
Okay.
and then I made the decision to go back, and then I did, and went a bit too wild, but it was like something I needed to do to humble me a bit, and now I've managed to find balance, so I'm just doing it every now and then.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty good actually, that I have found it, because I was worried I wasn't going to be able to find the balance there for a while.
Yeah.
But it's good, because I do like having a bit of crack every now and then, you know?
Yeah. I've kind of come back to it. I was like, nothing crazy, but like a couple of pints here and there after 14 months off it. And
Oh, 14 months, nice.
Yeah.
Good stretch.
it was strange. Like after like 2 months, found that I didn't really miss it at all.
Yeah.
It's just like when you start to put yourself in those environments without it, you find a way to just kind of start enjoying it. Did you have that experience too?
Man, it completely changed my life, to be
Really?
honest with you. Yeah, like so from early teenage years, 13 up, I was just like, loved the set. And it was everything. It became me, do you know what I mean? My personality. Yeah. But when I finally realised I was doing the same cycle, you know, of like kind of ruining everything in my life, you know what I mean? And coming back around to like self-destruct mode every time.
Was it quite disruptive?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for many times I ended up in that like place where I was like, right, I need to stop now, because it'd be like, you know, the kind of, I think it's a lot of Irish people, like it's just like session for weeks, you know, whether it's, you know, just drinking during the week and then session, like other stuff on the weekend.
I suppose it becomes a bit of a pattern.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
becomes a
like
pattern.
what we know.
Yeah, and then when I became sober, I reflected back and understood that pattern more. And not only that, but I understood, started to learn how to enjoy my life without it, you know. And to be fair, it wasn't hard for me to do, because I obviously, like, I love life, you know what I mean? So, like,
Oh, I get that sense. It's just...
But anyway, yeah, the sobriety, like, just kind of made me reflect back on mistakes of the past, and you know, maybe let go of things, and also learn new things about myself, and just really kind of find see if you want to say spirituality or just not really like that word is it's kind of annoying now.
'cause I find that very interesting
Yeah.
because it means so many different things to so many different people. Like, what does spirituality mean in the context of figuring out who you are?
That's a good question. For me, like, it's been a long journey for me. From when I was 17, I read The Secret. My mother gave me the book and I just put it in she put it in my school bag. I was like, not reading it. And then I read it instead of doing a class test once.
Okay.
And I was in a very bad place as well, like very, very bad place, mixed with drugs and grief, to be honest.
Okay.
And I read that book in the class, completely connected to it. And I've read it maybe 4 or 5 times since, along with loads of other books, like throughout the years. Cool. And anyway, from that journey, like I started to find what she calls spirituality, and it was, for me, it's nothing more than believing that there's something. Like, a lot of people go too deep into trying figuring it out, and like I've been there, and I've actually realised as long as you believe there's something and understand the principles of life, which is just be a good person and enjoy it and and number one is gratitude. As long as you do that, then you don't really need to figure out what's up there. Figure out what you've got to do here. You know what I mean?
Is gratitude something you actively practice, or is it just kind of there in the background?
No, it's something I literally live for. Honestly, in my head more. I've done it where I'm like practicing writing down, like, you know, actual, like, writing 10 things down in the morning, 10 things in the evening when I've been struggling. But now it's just something I've rewired my mind to be like, I do it before bed in my head. You know what I mean? I genuinely, I say it in my head. And if I'm not doing that, then I kind of know that I'm not really in a good headspace, you know. Then I always remember, I'm like, geez, I haven't said it to myself in a few days.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just say thank you to the universe or something, you know.
I've had a rough couple of days, relatively. Like, I'm pretty stable and calm and grounded the majority of the time, but it fluctuates. And yesterday and today, been struggling a little bit, and I woke up this morning, and do you know those mornings where you just find it hard to get out of bed? You're just
100%.
kind of stuck there a bit. And the thing that actually got me going was, and I don't know where I heard this, but it was just to get your fingers and just go through 5 fingers, 5 things that you're grateful for.
Love that.
And it can be as big or as small as you want it to be. And I think I was grateful for, like, the warmth of my covers. My father was in the next room. I was like, I'm grateful for him. Yeah. Grateful for a cup of tea that I can have when I get up. And 2 more things I can't fully remember. But it was a way for me to come back to that, like what you've just described. Yeah. Because I think we can find ourselves in these holes sometimes that feel a bit hard to get out of. And gratitude is a really great way to just come back to that kind of energy of just actually recognizing how fucking lucky we are to be here. Like,
you know what? It's okay to get into that hole as well. Like, you know, like people, it's so easy to judge yourself. Like I do actually. Funny you say it, I kind of had a funny few days. Don't know what, nothing too bad. Like, but I just kind of felt a bit more anxious, you know. And like, I think it's important to, like, say, right, I'm feeling, like, acknowledge how you're feeling and not judge yourself and then move on. Like, you know what I mean? And then at least you can you can point out the emotion you're feeling. That's something I learned like a couple of years ago, actually, is because, you know, when you're feeling anxious, it's like multiple feelings that you can't really comprehend. But if you just identify them and acknowledge them and move on, it kind of just feels just a little bit easier.
Yeah, it helps to make sense of, I guess, your internal experience rather than feeling like you have no understanding of what's happening to you. It's like, something I'm interested by is this idea that, like, I want life to happen for me, not to me. And for such a long time, it felt like life was happening to me, that I had no understanding or no control over my emotions and stuff.
Wow. Happening to me, but for me. That's so, and that's, you know, it is kind of like how you look at it, though, isn't it? Like, if you it's like a cup half full or a half empty. You know what I mean? The similar stuff. Like, something could happen to me, something could go wrong in my life, and I could either look at it as a problem and, like, a disaster and, like, just a terrible experience, or else you could, like, you know, feel the emotion and then say, right, what can I learn from it, or how can I, you know, what can I get out of this? You know what I mean? And that's what The Secret is all talking about, is rewiring your mindset about, like, how you react to things.
Yeah,
you know?
and, like, when I think of you and all of these experiences that you've gone through, like, over the years, like, actually, it would be nice for you to explain a little bit of, like, what you've been up to over the last few years, for anyone who doesn't.
Now?
Yeah, go for it. Just a brief summary.
Yeah, I'll do a brief summary, So...
The first time I came across you was when you kayaked from Dublin to Istanbul.
Yeah, class.
It's like fucker is nuts.
I know. Yeah. It honestly it started because I wanted to put that energy, that wild energy I kind of talked a bit about as a teenager and drugs on the set. I turned that into adventure because it's a similar thing, man. It's chaos in the set, but there's a chaos in adventure as well, which is a lot more positive. And that's what I've done basically over the last few years. I started doing adventures, vlogging a bit on social media, and then it was kind of like a way to cope through like maybe the struggles and to get myself out of certain situations, you know.
Cope through what specifically?
I suppose I wouldn't say I'm an addict, but like maybe the cycle of addiction that I've ended up in. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm an addict, to be honest, because I've controlled whatever I went through. It's all just a reaction to my experiences in life. You know what I mean? As in my things that have happened to me. You know.
Okay.
But anyway, it's been like the first adventure basically was I cycled from Galway, literally here, to the Algarves in Portugal.
Okay.
And that was just like start cycling with a 100-year-old bike, bought it just over there, literally just in that valley right there. And then I started cycling 3 days after I got the idea. I was living in Kinsale, ended up in a bit of a loop where I was just kind of doing the session every day basically. I was like, I need to get out of this. And how I did that was adventure. And I'd been in a program for I don't want to say troubled teenagers, but bold teenagers when I was 16, and it was an adventure program. And so it's funny how I went back to adventure to get out of whatever I was going through then. And then, rather than it being an escape, it turned into a vision. And then I was like, I want to make documentaries, which I always wanted to do anyway as a teenager.
Yeah.
And so I did walked across Nepal with a friend of mine, and then through jungles and
did
stuff.
you record all of this?
I did, but I didn't really know how to do the social media thing, so it didn't really go well. But I was just enjoying it anyway, so I don't regret it or anything.
Life
and then
experience,
really tried to go for it. Then I cycled from Canada to Costa Rica, 8 countries in 136 days. And then that was kind of how I started making videos. I learned how to edit, but I didn't understand the algorithm. So it only kind of took off a small bit, maybe a couple thousand followers, like 4 or 5 or something.
Okay.
And then I understood the algorithm, knew how to edit, and then I was going to do a world's first to kayak from Ireland to Asia. And that was just the craziest shit I've ever fucking done in my life.
Can you talk me through, because I was actually speaking with Dad about this morning. We were wondering, was it across the sea, or was it sea and land?
I'll tell you the route.
Tell me the route.
So the route was the River Liffey in Dublin.
Okay.
We left St. Patrick's Rowing Club, and our plan was to, sorry, to spat all over you. I went south, and we were supposed to cross the Irish Sea from Wexford, I think, to Wales. And as we turned to go down towards there, we realised it would have been a lot easier, but a lot longer to go the other way. So we took the decision to go the longer route, to go north. So we crossed from Portavogie in Northern Ireland.
Okay.
And we got to...
so you went up along the Irish coast?
Yeah, up along the Irish coast for 10 days.
Okay.
Crossed the Irish Sea. Took 9 hours to get from Northern Ireland to the Mull of Galloway, which is Scotland. And it was tough, really tough. Never kayaked for that long in my life before before that. And anyway...
upper body wise, I'm
upper
sure.
body, pains in your legs. We got weird, terrible pain in our baby toe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. It was so weird. It's because we had foot pedals to help with our steering, because of the wind and stuff. And when you press on it for so long, hours, you just get a cramp in your baby toe, and it's horrible. Anyway, so went down the coast of Scotland, England, joined the canals, followed the canals all the way down to River Thames, the whole way through England, and joined the Thames, out the mouth of the Thames, crossed the English Channel illegally, completely illegally. Would have got caught. If we got caught, it would have been €30,000.
Do people do, did you have any
People do it with support boats, but we couldn't figure out how to get a support boat. We couldn't afford a support boat, and we wanted to do a world's first without anyone helping us. So we're kayakers, by the way, so we're not completely clueless.
Yeah. Well, it makes,
so we kind of knew we could do it, but maybe get in a bit of trouble. But we said, you know what, we're young and we're stupid, so let's go for it.
Flag your way through it.
So then we crossed it, left at 4 in the morning, got across after 12 hours of a really hard day. Dodging ships, 600 boats going through the shipping lane every day. We were dodging ships, literally the size of this whole place. And anyway, went down the canals through France for about 3 weeks, got kicked off the canals because it was closed from November to March. Pulled our kayaks on wheels, as a portage. Portage is when you go from one body of water to another, which we needed to do to get to the River Danube. For 3 weeks nearly a month we pulled them on wheels. People don't do that. Jesus. We pulled them up mountains, along trails, in the snow through France and Germany. And then we finally got to the source of the Danube, followed the Danube the whole way through Europe, to the Black Sea, like -10. Liam got a shoulder injury, dislocated it, had to catch up on a bicycle. Our friend Ryan joined after his younger brother had tragically passed away. He joined like 2 weeks after that. And yeah, it was just like, it was a journey of friendship and just like complete chaos and like, which we love.
Do you feel like, I'm sure you felt like you came back a very different version of yourself after it?
It's a very interesting thing, like, yes, 100%. But like, I think it's from all the journeys. Like, I think, me personally, I'd left and gone so many times now. Each time has been so different. The first time I left was when I was 18. I went to Asia and came back, hated Ireland. Next time I left, came back, struggled to fit back in, but kind of wanted to stay around.
Were you coming back to here each time?
Coming back to maybe Kinsale or here, yeah. And I just kind of slowly got better at it. And now I've set myself up a business, so I have something to come back to. And I absolutely love Ireland now, and I couldn't live anywhere else. And I love coming back. And for me, that was easy to come back, and there was no struggle at all. Apart from going back on the set and realising that I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's funny because I went to Australia in 2022, and I know for a fact that like there's a lot of people that I know, friends out there, and just Irish people in general, that are very afraid of coming back to Ireland, particularly the west of Ireland. And I fucking had it too. Like, I live in Galway now, but when I moved home, I moved back to Mayo in with my parents, and it can feel a bit kind of claustrophobic at times if you don't have something like you described. You have your business here now that excites you and that gives you a lot of, like, I guess, purpose.
100%.
But if you don't feel like you have that, it can be. Did
you feel like when you came back from Australia, did you feel like a lack of connection at all? Or?
Oh, massive.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. It's like that was something I couldn't find, and I realized because I had lived in such a Kinsale for a few years, and it was all socialising, all connection, and then when I came back, I couldn't really quite fit in with the whole looking. Like when you look around, there's nothing and there was also not many people and friends around. But I got a van, and I have friends around the place now, and I have my close friends, and I realise that's all that matters really. So
I think you and I are probably quite similar in that way, that we've nearly created the thing that we were missing.
100%, yeah, 100%. Yeah, like especially with this sauna, it's like a little social net. I really just it doesn't have to be in my own age group. I love just connecting with all ages, you know. Yeah. And like a lot of people that come here would be kind of like 30 plus. Okay. And I love that. Like, to be honest, it just feels like you're never really alone as well, you know. I don't feel alone at all these days in general. Because one of the reasons is because I travel so much as well. Yeah. And if I do feel like I'm getting a bit kind of tired of being around, I just leave and then I come back again. You know what I mean? And I come back to my community and my people, you know.
You were in Palestine before Christmas.
Yeah.
Was that November?
Yeah, left on November 5th, yeah.
I remember seeing that and being like, how has he even gotten into Palestine? Because it was around a similar time that the flotilla was making its way towards Palestine.
It was actually, wasn't it? It was around the same time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And just saw you pop up in Palestine. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of shock for even my family. I don't even think they knew. Like, I had mentioned I might be going, and then I was like, maybe it's a bad idea. So I just was going to go to Jordan and just maybe travel around a bit.
So did you go to Jordan first?
I got to Jordan, and I was like, you know what? And I kept seeing all the stuff on. I'm so bad for getting brought down. Like, not very brought down, but I get brought down by it a bit, man. To be honest.
Yeah,
it is heavy, that. And you know, I don't feel bad for being brought down because we should be. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? In some way, we should feel like that. Yeah. And anyway, I got there, seen a couple more videos of children getting blown up, to be honest, and I was like, I know that's Gaza, but I was like, I'm going to go try and get to Palestine. So I just started walking from the hostel and I started heading towards the border. I was going to walk straight to the border and go across. I walked the whole day, so it was only a 2-day walk, walked the whole day, got to the end of that day, 35 kilometres, and then I realised I had to be there at 8 in the morning or else you won't get in at all. Okay. And there was a good chance I wasn't going to get in, and I was okay with that. I was like, if I don't get in, at least I tried. And got to the border, and yeah, it was a weird vibe. Like when you get on the shuttle from the Jordan side, you have to go through no man's land, and then you get to the Israel side, or Palestine side, you should say, really. And the Israel authorities, like, I was in the queue, got turned around, they were like, sit over there in the corner. You get sent to this little corner, the bold corner, to get questioned, all Irish and Spanish. And one of the girls that was getting questioned, I found out later, her name was Claire Liddy, an absolute legend. She was getting questioned in the room with soldiers for like 7 hours because she had been there to help a few times. And so I come back to how I ended up reconnecting with her. But yeah, I got into Palestine, went to the Ida refugee camp, did a fundraiser for them, raised a couple thousand for them. and then made some videos to show everyone what was going on in my eyes, and then to show them where the money would be going. And
was there a lot of fear there from your side?
No, not for me. Because you know what, honestly, maybe you've experienced it, you know, like when you think of going somewhere, it's scary. Then when you get there, you just adapt to the feeling, like.
Yeah, but there's that, and then there's going into a war-torn country.
I know, but you know what, I was like, I was afraid, going there, of course. I wasn't sure. Yeah. But when I got there, it was very, like, obviously I was going to get a taxi all the way to Bethlehem. Okay. And you're going through all the Israel, like, checkpoints and stuff. Yeah. And when I got to Bethlehem, in the Ida camp, it's all Palestinians. Okay. Apart from the watchtowers looking down, and they're like watching down. There's walls going around Bethlehem, you know, like you can't climb. And there's people, the Israelis are looking down with guns watching you. But apart from that, it's all Palestinians everywhere, and they're all looking after each other. So when I got there, I got my own apartment.
How long were you there for?
Only 5 days or something like that. I was only going to go for 2 or 3 days, and then I kind of felt comfortable. And I was like, I'm going to try and make a bit more money. And that really worked out well because people seen where the money was going. Yeah. I still have problems sending that, but it's still sitting in the account. I'm still trying to send it over. Okay. But I will get it over. Just needs a bit of thinking. But anyway, yeah. And then, so what happened was, I left. And then I came back and I got a text on Instagram from Claire Liddy, who I hadn't met, by the way. I just heard she was in the room. And she said that she was rejected. She was going to go to another country to work somewhere else, and then she ended up going to this hotel with Palestinian children who had cancer, and they were allowed to be evacuated without their families, though, so it's kind of a bit fucked up.
As in the Israeli officials allowed
these kids, but then actually I found out later a lot of them were sent back, which is terrible, man. That's like torture. And anyway, I went to help out with them for like a week then, instead of going to Morocco, what I was supposed to do. That's where I met Claire Liddy. Okay. And so I raised money for them. I've managed to send that money over fairly handy because it's in Jordan. But actually it's illegal what I did, because you're not allowed to raise money in Jordan for Palestinians. Okay. It's illegal, which is crazy as well. Man, it's crazy. But anyway, like I honestly, it was a great positive experience. Did lose a bit of hope when I was over there, if I'm completely honest, because I was like, nothing's changing anytime soon. Yeah. But I'm glad that I can do something positive at least, you know, as well. And that's what life's all about, isn't it? Just trying to do something, you know?
Yeah, I have struggled with it at times, feeling that I am helpless and that I can't actually do anything, but there is a part of me that thinks that's a little bit of a cop-out as well. It's like, well, there is always something you can do.
Yeah, and I was actually becoming a bit judgmental towards other people on social media for not doing stuff. Yeah. But now I've come to the other side where I get it, like, because I got too sucked in then after I got back. Okay. And I kind of, I was a bit on the set, and I was kind of not down about it, but I was a bit like, oh, what's going on? What do I do? And I was like, you know what, I get why people are just ignoring it in some way, but at the same time we should try and at least do something, I think. I know. And that's what I'm trying to like stay on the outside of it now, but also continue to do little bits, you know.
Yeah, I actually had this conversation with Dad last night, been like, there's such a powerlessness to it where you nearly just don't even want to look at the news because, like you described there, it affects you so deeply. Yeah. But then if you do, like, isolate yourself from it just to maybe feel better about yourself. Yeah. There's this like friction that creates. Yeah. I guess like morally in terms of knowing that you're actually not contributing to some sort of change.
Yeah, I get you. Like I've been on both sides of it. I don't know if I have an answer
to that, but it's like that's where it's like this friction that I feel.
I know, and you know, the last few days I got sucked in. That's actually why I was feeling a bit anxious the last few days. Okay. It's not because I think World War III is going to break out. I don't know if it will. It's more so just because like there's 10 different narratives going around, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I just know there's no figuring it out. Yeah. And I know that everything we're being told is probably the opposite. Yeah. And like, because I just know that's the way the media works, to be honest. And I just had to take a step back from that as well, and I feel better as soon as I did, to be honest.
I was driving here like thinking tangibly, like what could we do? Yeah. And maybe it just comes down to awareness, just like using your voice to just keep spreading awareness. And when I reflect on that, I feel like I, in the past, could have done more or said more or being more active or vocal within that. And it's something I actually want to do more of in the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months. Because
that's great, man.
Yeah, like regardless of how small it is, these systems thrive off people saying nothing.
Yeah, and you know that's exactly what they want you to do.
It's just
and if you thing is, I got shadow banned. I'm pretty sure I'm shadow banned at the minute on Instagram after I got back from Palestine. All the videos I'm posting is like went way down in the views, and that's what happens when you talk about it. But I think if you can still do it on your stories without like getting shadow banned, but it's the videos that they can monitor properly, you know. Yeah. And they actually do. That's not a conspiracy theory.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. It's definitely a thing. Like even with like talking about sexual violence and stuff too on Instagram. That stuff gets monitored and stuff. Yeah, for sure, and it gets pushed down.
What's social media is supposed to be like the platform where you can talk about stuff, you know what I mean, as well, and it's kind of taken that right away. It's like almost they're monitoring you from your freedom of speech. Like you're not, they're shutting down protests. They're not letting you speak about stuff online. It's taking away our freedom of speech, which is a right we have, like, which is crazy.
We think we have autonomy, but those apps are they're getting a lot from us, and there is that element of it too, where they're making good use of that space that they have.
100%.
For sure.
But you know what? You can only just talk about it so much, and it doesn't really do much. Like, so there's way more positive stuff you can even. Yeah. Like, I think it's important to acknowledge it, and mention it every now and then, and maybe boycott as well. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything you can do. And then just try and live a good life and be happy without. The thing is, if they were here, they'd be happy. So why shouldn't we be happy to be here? You know what I mean? Yeah. You shouldn't feel bad for having, you know, maybe being a bit like ignorance is bliss a little bit, you know? A little bit.
Well, it's that quote as well that the only thing that's stronger than hate is love.
Yeah, that's so true, man, yeah.
There's so much hate in the fucking news, on social media. And like, I know I took that from your man Bad Bunny, who... he headlined the Super Bowl a few weeks ago. That was his like tagline at the end. Yeah. I'd heard it before, but when he said it, I think it basically went viral on social media. And when you actually like sit with that for a minute or two, that actually maybe gives us a little bit of power. Yeah. To recognize that, okay, there's so much hate out there, there's so much like heaviness, but maybe if us within our own little circles can like lead with a bit more love. Yeah, then we can actually have an impact on the people like closest to us, and that's like a ripple effect. Maybe I'm.
No, you're 100% right, and I believe that, and that's what you have to remember is that. Like, I go back to the universe stuff. Like love is the law of love. It used to be called before it was called the law of attraction. Okay, and it's all about like when you give that energy out, you'll attract more back. And I believe it's magic, man. Like I don't believe it's just like of course that's gonna happen when you're good. I genuinely believe that you attract the energy that you give out because like the whole universe is made of energy. Energy is made of neutrons. Yeah. I truly believe in all, like fully, no doubt in the world.
I do too, but it's a newer concept to me. Like, like you mentioned the word spiritual, and like in terms of holistic health and the work that I do, which is in the breathwork space now. Yeah. That hasn't always been my reality. Yeah. I studied as a primary school teacher, and then I travelled a bit, and I felt like I was very much within this kind of my own bubble, which like I enjoyed in ways, but I feel there's this kind of like opening in the past maybe year to 2 years where everything that you've described there just makes a lot more sense to me. Yeah. Like the energy that you give is the energy that you get. Recognizing that there's something outside of you that's just like gently nudging you along on your path, and like these signs start to pop up along the way when maybe you're following your own energy or curiosity. Yeah. Something I get kind of stuck with a bit is, let's say like running your own business, there are down days, like days that are tough where things maybe don't feel like they're going your way, and it's kind of harder to tune into that energy of, things will work out. You know, it's like, it's one thing understanding that and feeling that on the good days, but when things feel a bit heavy, it's harder to kind of like find that place in yourself. Yeah, I could be completely honest, man. I actually think I've almost mastered it at this point. I swear to God, and I don't like to big myself up too much. How have you mastered it? I think it's just years of practice. Like, to be honest with you, like if something goes wrong, I might be annoyed in the moment. Like, honestly, you know, that's all right. But I always just say, you know what? I always believe everything's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? And like, even if it's like something goes wrong, so that you start like in a business, for example, like you might be slipping up in something, you might get a little, you might lose out on something. Yeah. That's just another reason for you to maybe change course. And just be a bit more like alert of things. You know what I mean? Like I've slipped up in business things, like maybe like
maybe just like not cleaning the sauna some days, do you know what I mean? Because I'm lazy or something, do you know what I mean? And then I come in and someone's like, it smells, do you know what I mean? Well, like, that's like, all right, well, that happened because I need to just be a bit more aware. Like, I don't know, okay, that was just a small example, but I just really think that, like, even like I can't find staff this year, and that could really stress me out. But I'm just like, well, maybe I'm not supposed to find staff this year. Maybe I'm supposed to downscale a small bit and, you know what I mean, and go other ways. Like that, and because I feel like every time something bad happens, when you look back in the future, when you look back what happened, it always seems to be the exact thing that was supposed to happen. An example is, I dropped out of school when I was 17, but I decided to go back myself, you know.
And do your leaving cert.
Yeah, and do my leaving cert. And to be fair, I did fail the leaving cert now, but I knew if I failed, it didn't matter because I could do a PLC.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do film studies. Like, I wanted to, like, kind of like what I'm doing now in some way, but just more with adventure, you know. And I was so sure I was going to get it, like, you know, like kind of believed in the law of attraction. And then I didn't get into the PLC in the course that was an interview. And I felt so shit. And I was like, why did the universe do this if this is like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I was trying to manifest this. And it turns out things happen for a reason, blessings in disguise. And
did you always have a
my
sense
whole life
that,
changed, like.
Did you always have a sense that you were going to, like, be doing something for yourself, that you had the ability to shape, like you weren't going to be in maybe like a structured working for somebody
100%.
else. You were like following all of these incredible adventures that you
I didn't think it'd be this big now, but even in school I was always kind of an independent thinker. Like, I didn't just think like everyone else did because it was like cool. Like, if anything, I did the opposite. Do you know what I mean? Like, if people were listening to this, I'd listen to that. But anyway, to get back to finish that story, like I had a moment where I was working in a hotel down the road, kind of not in a great place, because I was like, what do I do now? And I was there for a couple of months, and then I didn't know what I was going to do. And I had this moment where I was looking out over these mountains as well, and my sister had been traveling to the Philippines a couple of weeks before, and she was like, you've always wanted to go traveling, why don't you go traveling? And I went traveling, and that is literally where my whole life has gone now. Like, I do travel and adventure, and I tried to be a vlogger on that first trip, couldn't do it, didn't have the confidence, but like, like 8 years ago now, I first went traveling 7 years ago, and like, this is my life now, do you know what I mean? It's like the universe was nudging me in a different direction. And like, now instead, when it happened, like, you know, when it didn't go to plan, I just say, all right, well, maybe when I'm going to look back and it's going to be the way it was supposed to happen. And it usually, actually no, it always is. It fucking always is. So if you just have a positive mindset, it just saves you all the stress, doesn't it? At least
it's that quote that stress comes when we think that things are supposed to be different.
Yeah.
And the first time
you're great with your quotes.
I love a good quote.
I don't even have any
quotes. The first time I heard that, it shifted something in me. I was like, for so much of my life, I have been in one place, but wanting to be somewhere else, or wanting to be someone else, or wanting to be with somebody else.
Yeah.
And all of this friction, this stress that was created by not actually being here, where all of your like power actually lies, like, because the only moment that we fucking have is now, and that's where you can shape things from.
Right.
But this like stress of wishing that things were supposed to be different, whereas what you've just described there is the complete opposite of that.
Right.
It's like,
okay. Yeah.
you just you are where you are. Everything that happens is like subtly just shaping the next direction that you're moving in.
And I think what I have in my favor is I'm not a perfectionist. Like, I just, if anything, I'm like the opposite, which it's great in some ways, because like I don't look at something and I'm like, should I do it, shouldn't I do it? I just fucking do it.
Where did you get that from?
That's a good question. Do you know what? Like, I haven't like went back at my whole life and figured out why I am the way I am. I don't know why, I just haven't.
Well, fuck it, if it's working, let you know.
But I think, let me think, maybe just like, I would just say, like, over the years, rewiring my mindset. And I think maybe it's just the way I am. But like, that doesn't mean like, if someone's not like that, they can't do it. Yeah. Like, some people have good traits, like good at some things, bad at other things. I'm very bad at a lot of things, to be honest.
Like what?
Organisation.
Cleaning the sauna?
Yeah. Organisation, planning. But you know what? There's pros to both those things as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you just go for it, like the planning of this trip, we got so much hate on social media with the kayaking trip because we didn't plan it.
Okay.
It's like if we tried to plan it and found out what would have happened, we probably wouldn't have done it. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people. Like, but we just went for it. Found out along the way that we weren't allowed to cross the channel legally. Found out along the way we couldn't kayak on the canals in winter. Found out, but it just made it work.
Yeah.
But if we had seen that and found that out, we probably would have been like, oh well, maybe it's not possible. So, but that's where, you know, you got to just fully believe in yourself all the time, and just not even believe. Know you can do it.
I was at a talk a couple of weeks ago. It was it's called the Pendulum Summit. It's in Dublin, and I actually got a free ticket from a friend.
Nice.
And one of the speakers was the co-founder of Netflix.
Wow.
Which was back in the 90s.
That's mad.
He basically started the talk by saying that business plans are a heap of shit.
Yeah.
And that you only learn what's going to work or not work when you actually take action and see what actually comes towards you. So like, that sprung to mind.
I've heard the opposite to that before, to be honest with you.
But that sprung to mind when you mentioned the kayak trip. It's like if you planned the full thing out and knew what was actually going to go into it, you actually mightn't have done it.
And people will tell you
starting and just seeing where that took you.
That's it, man. And I think that's what I mean about the whole perfectionist thing. Is like people that are perfectionists, it's great because obviously then you're really good at, like, you must be good at it, what you're doing. Yeah. But at the same time, like you start to procrastinate. Yeah. And if you procrastinate, procrastination is the assassination of all dreams. There's a good quote. Procrastination is the assassination of all dreams, and I think the people that procrastinate are perfectionists. So you gotta just be a bit like, what do people call me? Or someone called me something recently. Is it like scatty or something? Okay. Is that the word when you're just a bit all over the place?
Scattered.
No, I think it's scatty, yeah.
I don't know what scatty means, but
I think it means you're just a bit all over the place. Okay. And I think that's like the opposite of a perfectionist. Yeah. And so I would just say be more scatty.
But you've obviously used that to your advantage. Like, 100%. It's worked out quite well for you.
Yeah, and I used to always judge myself growing up for, like, you know, I always do like so many different sports and give them up. Yeah. And I used to judge myself, why can't I just be good at one thing? But actually now in my life, I do a bit of everything. Like,
it's a bit of a superpower, like.
It is, isn't it? Like, it's like,
if you make it work for you. Whereas if you're there thinking that this is a fucking failure because I can't stick to any one
But that's the same, and it goes back to like the whole mindset before, with something bad going wrong, make it work. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you just keep making shit work, it just works. Like,
I have another quote for you.
Yeah, go on. I want to hear them all. I love quotes. I just can't remember half of them.
Again, what came to mind there when you're describing that is that your perspective is your power or prison.
Okay, what is that?
Well, it's the same scenario there. Let's say you're trying all these different things. One perspective is that I'm not good at anything. The other perspective is that I'm trying out everything. I'm fucking around and finding out, and something is going to land.
Resonate.
And it obviously has. Like,
yeah.
So it's like your perspective is either your power, like stepping into that power of being this person, or your prison, which like keeps you shut down. And
that's literally it. It's like the same thing. It's like you could, like, it's a negative thing, or you just view it another way. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like the weather, like, people love saying it's miserable.
Like raindrops here now.
Yeah, saying that.
What I found is with this, like I did one up in Dublin, and it was actually raining for it, so we just found this covering.
Lovely.
And the sound of the rain in the background was beautiful.
I love the rain. And people hate when I say it because everyone loves talking about how shit the rain is. Yeah. But I swear that's another thing.
Do you love being out in the rain?
I like a bit of both. I do at times. I love kayaking in the rain. I love.
Because you're already a little bit like wet, anyways. Like.
That's it. And I love getting out in the rain when everyone else is sitting inside. Do you know what I mean?
But especially out here, like there's sort of a magic to just being out in these elements. Like you mentioned earlier.
That's what Ireland is.
How this place changes.
Yeah.
Like based on the seasons, but even
the seasons and the day.
Within a fucking day, because we're in Ireland, like it changes so much. Yeah,
like a sunny day here, everything illuminates. The colours are beautiful. Rain, then it just looks wild, and it gives you different feelings. Like the forest, the ocean, and the sea. What's your what in order? What is your favourite? The forest, ocean, or the what is it?
You said ocean and sea there.
Oh, yeah.
The same thing.
They're actually not. The ocean is a different thing to the sea.
But anyway. Those one of the three. Give me the options again.
So the forest, the ocean, or the mountains. Which one in order? What is your favourite? I feel like this kind of depends on the person, to be honest.
I think sea for me has to be number one. Okay. Like I tend to gravitate towards the sea. My colour in my mind is kind of that, like sea blue. Wow. Is my favourite colour.
Your eyes are as blue as the sea.
Well, kind of the blue eyes. I have this I'm drawn to it, and I live like 10 minutes walk from Salt Hill, so I just find myself
lovely.
down there a lot.
Yeah.
So sea would be first, mountain second.
Wow.
Because of the height. I just feel this like expansiveness, and like I still struggle with social media in terms of just being on it a lot.
Yeah,
like,
me too, man. I can't wait to never be on it again someday, to be honest.
When I'm up on the top of a mountain, it feels like the furthest thing from
wow, that's
like being on my phone. It's like this spectrum where like buried in the screen is here, top of a mountain is here.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, I love that.
I love that. It's funny because mine is actually the forest.
So obviously my forest is third then.
Yeah, isn't that funny though? Mine's the forest, the sea, and the mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forest.
No, sorry. Yeah. Oh, it's hard to choose.
Why the forest?
Forest just feels like home to me, to be honest. Like I feel so relaxed.
We've a boat coming here in the background.
That's the most Irish thing you've ever seen.
Conversations.
Come on, boys. Yep.
Jeez, they're lifting it.
Christ, there's actually, so they do these racing here every year. What it's called, boat racing.
Curragh? Is it
Curragh racing, but it was the first time in 50 years last year they did it, so I'd say they're out practicing for this year.
Wow, amazing.
But yeah, the forest makes me feel relaxed and at home. I think it's because our ancestors like came from the forest, like the Irish. Do you know what I mean?
I'll give you a little bit of fucking science behind that. There's a lecturer in Sligo now. I saw him interviewed recently, and he is essentially a hippie, but he's a lecturer in the college in IC Sligo, and they're doing these studies on people where they hook up electrodes to your brain, and they're studying their brain waves in forest, but also when they're touching trees, like hugging trees essentially.
Nice.
And
I love hugging trees.
The physiological changes that are happening in their bodies is nuts. Like in terms of just this like deep sense of calm in the body. Like
it is real. 100%.
Our nervous systems are constantly scanning our environment to tell us if we're safe or we're in danger. And just being in a forest is this like deep sense of safety, especially when you're touching things.
Yeah, 100%.
I hugged my first tree like 6 weeks ago.
No way.
For the first time.
I've been hugging trees for years.
Oh man, I was like, I felt this like.
Just got an image in my head of you doing.
Yeah, like literally, I was actually in this jacket. I felt just this like oneness.
Yeah.
It's fucking mad.
Man, it is. It's funny. I got caught hugging a tree by a family once. I was just hugging this tree in the Congan Woods like this. And I was just like really just feeling it. And then I seen them and I just gave it a little pat. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna go with it. And it was kind of funny, but they didn't laugh. That's
very unusual for someone who's maybe like not in that headspace in terms of like why you would hug a tree. It might seem like the fucking craziest thing in the world to just see someone like
look at this hippie hugging a tree. Call it what you want, but anyway, yeah, the woods are just.
What's your favourite wood?
Clonbur Woods was really good before the storm last year. I came back and it's just flattened.
Yeah,
but anyway, like Cong Woods, you can walk from Clonbur to Cong. It takes about 2 hours, 10 kilometres, and that is really nice. I just like, the thing is, when I go to the woods, I don't follow the trail. I just walk straight in and try and get lost.
Would you come across a lot of wildlife, like animals in the woods?
Nah, unfortunately not. No. That's one of the sad things of Ireland, isn't it? It's just there's not enough wildlife. But
there's plenty of sheep on my drive over here. To fucking slow down.
Yeah. Do you know where the sheep comes from? The black-faced mountain sheep. Take a guess.
As in like
where does it like originate from? Like its DNA. Like where does it come from? Like where did it like travel from over the years and make its way to Ireland?
So you've just given me a clue that it's not Ireland.
Yeah, it's not Ireland.
I was going to say like, I don't know where I was going to say. I was going to say like Achill or somewhere. Blackface. I'm going to say Scandinavia.
No, Central Asia. So like Mongolia, around there. Isn't that amazing? And we call them like, but they're actually destroying the fucking mountains, like. But it's not their fault. But like the reason there's no native trees able to come up is because of the sheep and the deer and.
Are just chewing it.
Like obviously there's nothing to kill them, like foxes. But if it was just left, like the chances are trees would like native forests would grow back.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not their fault. We can't blame them.
Is that something you're interested by, like conservation?
Oh yeah, that's something I really am interested by. Like native forest is massive. Like I'd love to like actually just dedicate my whole life to it at some point. Like I'm slowly getting to the position where I could, but I love like what like Home Tree are doing. What is it, Wolfgang? Was it Wolf?
That's very much outside
forest.
of my world.
Really,
I wouldn't really have an awareness of
I'm really
happening.
interested in it. It's just like, it's amazing how it's done, really. Yeah, I'd love to like it's only like maybe 2 or 3% native trees in Ireland.
Okay.
And there was 80-something% like 500 or 600 years ago. And over years of like, obviously, the fucking British.
Yeah. Here we go.
I like the British anyway, it's fine, but I was actually born in England. But I have Irish family. But anyway, after years of that, and yeah, it's just been completely deforested. Actually, one of the oldest oak forests in Ireland is where I was telling you my granddad was from, over there on Doon Hill. Just over here is one of the oldest oak forests in Ireland. You can't actually see it here, but yeah, it's not that big either. It's only a tiny little thing, really.
It's such a calm day today, just looking out here. Like there's no wind.
Wait until you see the, oh well, maybe not a full moon with the clouds, but last night it was amazing here with the full moon. Yeah. You know, do you know much about like trees and plants and all that?
No.
Like I find that I started learning maybe when I went sober, it was one of my interests I picked up, because you define when you go sober, you probably know you pick up so much more interest.
Well, you have to fill the space somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. So one of the things I did was I bought like a tree book. It was mainly in the summer months. I wouldn't be very good at it in the winter months, but I learned how to identify mainly the native trees that are around, and some of like the non-native trees. And I felt when I did that, and I was able to go into the woods and some of the plants and mushrooms as well and things like that, I felt way more connected to it. So like, you know, when you walk into a forest now, or back in the day, or say when you're a teenager, or when I was a teenager, I would just see a forest.
Yeah.
But now I go in and I can see and I can identify things around me, and it makes me feel more connected to it.
That's
Like
cool.
You can do that without like taking psychedelics or something, even though I do love mushrooms. Like. But you can
cut that one out.
No, keep that one in. Keep that one in. Mushrooms are meant to be eaten by some people anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
But anyway, yeah, like you can feel connected to the nature by learning what's around you, and that makes me feel like a bit more at peace, like with everything that's around me. Like, you know, like would you even know what's like? I don't even know actually what these are, but like it's just so funny how like my granddad would have been taught about all the flowers and all the trees when he was in school in the 1940s.
It was
a
huge part of life back then, and it just.
Now it's like
capitalism is just fucking.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like it's more important to get them to college, and then we go to college and we do a load of drugs, and then we don't do anything what we studied, and then we finally just go on the path to like doing what we love. Well,
we
if you're lucky, anyway.
Yeah, we find our way back to ourselves.
Yeah, and usually that's who you are as a child, isn't it? It's funny because I loved Bear Grylls as a child in survival. I lost that until I was in that program as a teenager. But now, even more in the last couple of months since I got home from the last trip, I'm so connected to like what I used to do when I used to love fishing. I started fishing again, and like again, like in the last few years, I've just loved learning about the plants and stuff. You know.
Yeah, I used to see it as like I struggled in my 20s with kind of like understanding who I was and trying to like find myself as such, but I don't see it as that anymore. I see it as coming back to myself.
Wow, that's nice. That's an important point, to be honest with you.
Because all of the things, well, apart from breathwork, I wasn't into breathwork when I was a kid.
Well, maybe you were, because you were still breathing as a child, really,
weren't you?
weren't
And I are both friends with Gareth. He always says it. He's like, I've been breathing all my life. But the things that I'm coming back to now, like singing, for example, or playing music.
That's what I've started doing recently as well.
Spending more time outside. Like these are all things that I did when I was young.
Yeah.
That I ended up falling away from.
Yeah.
Because I, like, for different reasons. One of them was I wanted to be like accepted by others, and I didn't feel like.
You get domesticated by society.
Yeah, like I didn't feel like singing or playing music was a way that I could fit in this like ultra masculine society community that I was brought up in.
I know exactly.
But really, that was on me. I see now, and it's nice to recognize all of these like golden traits that they're all in there somewhere. Yeah. There's this guy, Paul is his name. He actually came to the breathwork that you came to in the Fiery a few weeks ago. And
Paul, one of the facilitators, is it?
He wasn't facilitating, but he was one of the breathers. And I saw him speak about recently. He was like, everyone is a good singer, or everyone can sing. It's just your idea of you being a singer has been shaped by all of your experiences along the way. Right. So it's like if you actually tuned into just who you are and like finding your voice, you can sing. Like you might be able to 100%. Sing particularly like in terms of the tone quite well, but like you can practice that and find that, and you can.
That's class. I love to hear that.
You can become a good singer.
I've started singing recently myself. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I started learning the guitar like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I had learned it during the lockdown. It's going good. I can play 1 or 2 tunes and sing the songs as well.
Cool.
So it's good. Yeah, like Palo Nutini Candy and
lovely.
River by...
Is it Leon Bridges?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great
They're
song.
the two. I love that song.
Yeah.
Nice and chill. It relaxes me so much. I started playing the bongos a good bit. I've been playing like on and off for a couple of years, but I love the bongos. Like that flow. I finally started getting into the flow state with one of my friends with the bongos.
Yeah.
I'm booked into a workshop with Slee Cree. You know him, no?
No.
You should follow him on Instagram.
Local here?
No, he's not, but he's very big in the drum world in Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah, he's at some of the festivals.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about?
What time? Well, we've been chatting for nearly an hour.
Yeah, jeez, that flew, didn't it?
It flies so quickly.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Where can people find you in terms of like the work that you do? There's a lot of different things going on I'm aware of. So like maybe like a little bit about that. Like what's happening for you at the minute?
What's happening for me at the minute? So at the minute I'm just about to go into my busy season where I do Loch Arb Adventures is here. Okay. So you can see the islands behind me. We can kayak all along those in the summer. I'm not sure how it's going to run this year. It might be more rentals than anything. Okay. But yeah, rentals will kind of just be rented around here. Guided tours by myself, if you want the full experience. And then the sauna, which is lit right now, which we're going to hop into after this, Sauna Croga. That is all year round.
Where did the name come?
Brave. It means in Irish.
Yeah, and like.
So I don't know. I just feel like it's a brave thing to do, isn't it? Like it shouldn't be, because I feel like everyone should be doing it. To be honest, I'm a mad advocate for it.
Well,
cold water
to do what?
To take the choice to jump in the water and and it kind of resonates to my life as well. It's like you have to be, not me in particular, well me a bit. Like I've done brave things. You know what I mean? Like, and I think everyone has it in them to do brave things.
Well, there's a lot of bravery in just becoming yourself.
Yeah, like, that's actually more brave than anything. Yeah,
like leaning into these ways of being that, maybe that you fell away from when you were younger and you like come back to them.
You know, when you're a teenager, like when I was a teenager, I remember specifically having a conversation with my mother. I remember even where we were in the car, and it's like, I can't wait until I can just be myself around my friends, you know what I mean? Because it's so hard to be like that when you're a teenager. Yeah. And then I finally, when I went to college, you can say I really found my people and was really fully able to be myself. And now I really, like the thing is, I was always trying to be myself around everyone. But actually you can kind of be different versions of yourself around people. And that actually makes it very easy, it makes life a lot easier when you realise, you know, if you're not kind of vibing with some group, you can sit back and that's okay, you know what I mean? Or if you're like in a group, you know what I mean? I think it's okay to sit back every now and then and not feel like you have to be like, for me anyway, because I feel like I always just hop into a group.
Agreed.
I feel like I kind of have to be talking and stuff. But you don't always have to be like that. You can be a business person, put on your business hat, put on your social media hat.
Yeah, the different hats.
Do you know what I mean?
I like that though. I like the hat analogy. Yeah. I definitely resonate with that a lot.
And that helps when you feel like you can't be yourself. Because you don't necessarily have to be the same around everyone, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to be as weird around my friends, like around my family, like sometimes anyway, as weird as me and my friends can get.
It's like a dial that you can like tone it up or down.
Exactly, so I don't know how we got to that. But
that's here.
That's all, yeah, Be Brave, Sonic Croga. And then my sister is the coffee truck, Corb Coffee, and that's all in this spot here in Cornamona in the summer on Loch Corb.
This place is lifting, I'd say, in the summer.
Yeah, man, it's like even Christmas Day, there was over 100 people we had throughout the day down here, and it was so nice. Apart from that, I'm just kind of like taking it easy. I've been like on a big adventure for every year for the last 4 years. So now I'm just enjoying life. I'm gonna go sailing at the end of the summer, maybe head to Canada to my sister who lives in Vancouver. Okay. And there's no plan, I'm trying not to plan too much at the minute. That's like, I'm trying not to do as much as I usually do, because I do like 40 different things at once all the time. So yeah, taking a step back and enjoying life and focusing on myself. That's my buzz at the minute.
I like that buzz.
Yeah, it's a good buzz, isn't it?
Yeah.
And connection, just loving the connection with people in my life at the minute, you know.
Connection to people, but also you mentioned like connection to nature, connection to self.
Yeah. It makes being in this crazy world a lot easier when you can connect with the nature, the people and yourself, you know.
Yeah, like
yourself is number one.
I say this a lot, but in a world that's becoming more disconnected, things like the sauna or like just bringing groups of people together it's the secret sauce. It's like the magic that we didn't know we needed.
Oh my God, it's so funny you say that. That's literally my newest realization is like I've been on so many of these journeys, a bit of ego behind it for sure, which is okay because we all have some kind of ego.
Yeah, like healthy expression of ego is a good thing as long as there's an awareness of it.
And if you're not maybe thinking you're better than others, which I really don't. If anything, it's humbled me more being on these trips because I've seen the worst sides of myself, you know what I mean? The weakest sides of myself.
Yeah.
And anyway, I don't know what I was going to say there, but yeah, just
speaking about how connection is like the medicine.
Yeah, and I think I kind of realised it on maybe before the last trip even, like that I was kind of missing something on all my journeys, you know, and like I was, you know, experiencing the world, like living, experiencing, like meeting cultures, meeting people, but I was missing something. And as soon as I came back and formed community and started to come closer to people I already knew, you know what I mean? Yeah. I started to feel that hole has been filled, and I just feel really content in my life at the minute.
That's cool.
Yeah, I feel really content.
Do you know what I think is an underrated element of that? Is actually just like showing up regularly in the one spot. So like you have the sauna here now, and it's like it's a focal point where you're just coming back again and again. Because like if you keep coming back to a place for long enough, people will keep coming back with you.
That's interesting.
And it's literally just the more you show up in the same place with the same people, the closer you get. Like it's inevitable.
That's a good point, to be fair. And it's like people that I don't even really know, like as well in the sauna, and I'm sitting in a hot room with them every week, and we're talking about life.
It's just through that like frequency, that repetition of meeting.
So true.
There's just this closeness that comes.
And it's so cool, even with social media. Like for an example, yesterday someone drove down from Sligo, and he had followed my whole trip, and he came to join the yoga because he followed me on the trip. Wow. And he came down, and we had like such a great conversation. And he had been through like addiction and stuff, like, and it was really great to hear his side on life, you know, or his opinion on life.
The best side of social media.
That is the best.
Like that.
100%. And I always make sure if someone comes up to me that noticed me on social media that I chat to them and not just talk about myself, because like I love to just like hear about other people like we're kind of doing now, or each other. But it's so easy to like not do that.
That's what this is as well.
Love that. Love that.
It's not selfish, but like I just love getting to know other people and hearing other people's stories and like
me too, man.
Their insights, their perspectives on like the world around them, I guess.
100%. And everyone, you can learn something different from everyone, you know what I mean? Like, and it's such a breath of fresh air to get other people's opinions, and
it's literally a breath of fresh air.
That's a good note then.
A
breath of fresh air, huh?
Yeah.
It's the best drug out there, isn't it? The breath. That, as Garrett, I'm pretty sure Garrett says that all the time, or something like that.
For sure. Thanks, man. This has been lovely.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Been brilliant.
Cool rings.
Thanks. They're both my dad's, actually.
Okay.
He passed away a couple of years ago, but this is
sorry to hear.
That's all good. They're both gold plated. I actually found out I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but they're both gold plated. Someone's going to try and rob me now. One of your followers.
Well, I can cut that out.
No, it's all good.
I don't think so. If you want to rob him, Sauna Kroger.
Yeah. I'll make sure I don't leave my rings on when I'm here anymore. Yeah. Life is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.